Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of this floral pencil page. I'd forgotten what I'd called it then, floral pencils. And we're doing a second red page today. I'm sort of doing dark red, dark blue, light blue. I thought I would sort of work through that way, do a darker one and a lighter one. I think it would it'll be fun and they'll look a little bit different. So I need to choose which one we're doing for the red. Obviously we've done this one. I'm going to leave a gap. I'm not going to do them next to each other. As I said, if you want to, you could do a rainbow across the page, but I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to look a little bit more mixed up. You know, it's up to you. I think I'm going to do this one. I don't know why I picked this one. I just think it will look good in red. So I'm going to zoom in a little because I think we can... Oh, I'm trying to see if you can see the bottom of the page. Problem on my camera screen is there's loads of writing at the bottom, so I can't see. Yes, I can just about see my finger moving, so I know you can see it all in shot. Now I've picked out the other two reds from the Arteza Expert set that I was going to use, the crimson red and the rose red. So we've got two slightly different shades. I'm going to start with the light shade, like I did with the rose over here that we now can't see. And just go over the whole thing in the lighter shade to start with. We've also got the pencil to do. We'll do this first, why not? So this is our, as I say, our slightly lighter red. So we're just going over the whole thing with a layer and a light layer. We will add more layers. So just go to start with. So my son has been nagging me. He says, Mum, you need to ask people to subscribe. So he told me that I need to pin a comment on my videos to ask people to subscribe. So I've been doing that just to remind you. Now, the reason that having comments, subscribes and likes is good for YouTubers is because their videos are then shown to more people. Now obviously that doesn't advantage you guys in any way. This is crimson red, which is the darker red. I'm going to sharpen it and add a few details I'll show you. But what it means is that more people see my videos, and my whole sort of, oh, that sharpened a bit oddly. We'll try it and see if it works. My whole aim of my channel was always to try to get people to do more colouring, or even to start colouring if they hadn't already, and so that they can benefit like we have, or a lot of you have that colour, that are watching, from the benefits of colouring. Now obviously it benefits different people in different ways. For me, it helps me feel calmer, more relaxed, happier. It helps me to look at nature and appreciate nature, which is rather nice. And obviously not all colouring is botanically based, but with botanical colouring, that's how I feel. And just brings me a general sense of calm. And then also mixing with colourists, most colourists and illustrators that I've met, or read, or not actually ever physically met any, to be honest. So we're back to rose red, and I'm just going to emphasize those darker areas by going over them a little more and just darkening up some of the other areas too. So yes, so I find that colourists are really lovely, kind people, happy and cheerful most of the time. None of us are that all the time, and that's helped me to improve, I feel. Particularly people like Johanna Basford. She's just so generous and kind and lovely, and it's just it rubs off on the whole community, I think, and that's really lovely. Now on this flower, we'll concentrate on this flower. We will zoom in a little more, you probably couldn't really see what I was doing. So what I did was, with the darker pencil, I went along the edges between each petal to try and show some separation, and made them a little darker at the bottom. Now at the top here, we've got these lines, and if you look at the petal, it looks like it's sort of dipped in and out. So we're going to use those lines to emphasize the shape of the top of the petal by going over the line a little bit and just taking that down. like that, and that will just emphasize that shape. I'm going to do that on each petal. It's just a little different thing that we can do, which is a bit of fun, to colour it in a slightly different way. You might want a much sharper pencil to do this if you want to really emphasize it, but it's up to you. And if you do it on a larger flower, it becomes more obvious what you're doing. But that's that red on the flower, and we're now going to do the pencil. Now this pencil is different to, I'm just making sure you can see, not yet, a bit more, there we go. This pencil is different to the one we did yesterday, because we have these stripes. So it's not a round pencil like this one I've got in my hand, it's a hexagonal pencil like this. And if we look at this pencil, we can see how the light falls on it. It's quite difficult because it's different colours, and you may not be able to see, but the light reflects off this piece here, and this one's more shaded, and that one is as well, although it's black, you can't see. If you turn it, you might be able to see. So it gets more shaded either side, which isn't really surprising if you think about how light sort of works. So we're going to colour it in that way. So with my darker crimson red, I will do the two outside pieces, and then I will do the middle piece with my lighter red. So I'm starting with the crimson, and I'm going to do a light layer across here. Now it still will be darker on this end edge than towards the middle, because the closer it is, further away it is, the darker it will be. So I'm going to emphasize that edge even more, like that, and then lighten it as I come up. I'm doing these sort of long strokes. It's because my pencil's been sharpened in a weird way. I think that works. And the same here. So again, I'm going to start with a layer, just so I know where my lightest part is. Helps me to sort of gauge the rest, really. Now I don't know whether this lighter pencil is going to work when we try in a minute. We'll see what happens. It might just look the wrong colour, because they're not of the same. This one is a more red. I think the other one is more, might be more orangey. We'll see how it looks. So bring that in a little bit, like that, just gently. I'm just going to re-emphasise that edge because it's sort of lost a bit. It's quite tricky doing this bottom bit. I've got a piece of paper here which I can scribble onto. I find that the easiest way to coat with the bottom of the page, and also to go in a downward motion if you can. Don't go up, because then you scag the page. So I've gone to my rose red, and I'm going to do the central bit, and I'm going to see how it looks, because obviously it is a different shade. It's quite orangey, but we want it to be lighter, but I think that looks a bit weird. I'm going to go over the top of it with a crimson so that it sort of works, but really lightly, and then it sort of tones in with the other red, but still looks light. There we go. Okay, you could do the pencil striped rather than looking like it's all the same colour but just catching the light at different angles. It's up to you, but that's that. I'm going to leave that there. Now we have our leaves, and we have 3 leaves. What I've done is I've kept out the pencils that I used for this red one, so that we use a different colour combo for this red one. I thought, well, I don't want to do the same leaves on the same colour, if that makes sense. They'll still be green, but we'll use a different green combination of colours. So I'm actually going to start, I think I might do that. We'll try this and see if it's going to be dark enough. So I'm going to start with the Absinthe Green, which is a fairly light green. We're just going to go with some lights and see how it works. And I'm just going to do a layer over the whole thing with this light green, and then define the darker areas in a minute, and we'll see how it works. So I was saying about shares and likes. If a YouTuber has a certain number of subscribers, I'm trying to darken up the areas I think would be more in shadow. Hang on. Yes, so once a YouTuber gets 1,000 subscribers, they can monetize their channel if they wish to. And what that means is they can make money from the adverts that play. Some YouTubers choose not to monetize, and that's completely up to them. However, there will be adverts on most videos anyway. So if you choose not to monetize, you're just not taking money which would otherwise be yours. It doesn't stop the adverts appearing. So you might as well, really. So I monetize my channel and I get a little bit of money from the ads. It's paid monthly. I'm rather liking this. I don't know if I'm going to add a second layer of green. I'm just layering it up because I want it to look significantly darker here to here. So I'm just keep on adding layers. So yes, so there are advantages obviously to YouTubers if they get more subscribers, but it also advantages the person who subscribes. It's completely free. You can join their channel and then there's a charge. I haven't looked into that. I don't want to start charging. But you get told when that YouTuber releases a new video, and if you hit the bell which is next to the subscribe button, you can choose the frequency, so you can be notified every time there's a new video or only on occasion, or I think not at all, but I'm not sure. I haven't clicked it for ages, so I don't really know. So those are your options. I'm just going to sweep away some of these little pencil crumbs, and I think I was going to use this lime green in with it, but I'm not, because I don't think that's going to work. I would like to add something a little bit darker here and here and here, and the lime green is lighter. What I'm going to do is be really daring, and you can wait and see if you like this idea. It might not even work. This is the Coyote Brown, and it's a very green. In my head says this is green, but it's a greeny brown, and I'm going to add it to a few places to just add a darker highlight. So yes, the more interaction a video gets and the longer it's watched for, so I found out the other day, the more people get shown that video. So YouTubers are encouraged to make long engaging videos and to encourage people to like and subscribe so that and then YouTube shows it to more people. But of course that's not something you can always muster up yourself. You have to provide content that people will like and want to watch, and then it sort of happens. Okay, I'm going to go back over that Coyote Green now again with the Absinthe Green. Sorry, I didn't hold that up for long enough. And oops, my piece of paper has slipped away. And just blend that in a little. And so, you know, obviously the more viewers you get, the more people look at the ads, the more money you get and things like that, which is nice for YouTubers, but also it's nice to spread the word about colouring. And if YouTube is showing more people my videos, then it means more people are hopefully getting into colouring, which is nice, which is what I want. And the little bit of money that I make can just help towards buying pencils and things, or just, you know, for my time, which when I should really be working. But not really. I work as much as I need to. It doesn't stop me from working. This is my fun hobby. I think more wonky, as always, was slightly wonky. But anyway, that's just a little bit about how YouTube works, really. And for anyone who doesn't really know. I know some of you know, some of you YouTubers are yourselves, so you know. So the only thing I want to do now is this flower. Like the other flower, which we can't see, has quite a lot of white paper showing, and I quite like to just blend it a little bit to get rid of that. I'm just going to sharpen my Caran blending stick to a bit of a finer point. There we go. This is the Caran blending stick. It's a bit weird that it's woodless, but it doesn't feel. It feels quite nice actually to hold, sort of as you would expect. A little bit like holding a crayon, I suppose. It's not at all slippy. It grips well enough, but not overly. It's quite comfortable, I would say. So I'm just doing those dips to, I don't want them to have any more colour, but just to spread the colour a little bit around and push it down into the white paper a little bit. So now I'm going to sweep again because we've got a lot of crumbs of blending pencil there, and that's me done. So that's fairly short today, but it was only a little flower, but I think it's long enough because we've obviously got a morning video as well, and this is just your afternoon tea time video, or first thing in the morning breakfast video, or whatever it is that you choose to watch it. But those are our two red ones done, and we're going to move on to orange. So tomorrow we'll have a dark orange, so that should be fun. So I've got to choose which one to do, and I shall see you tomorrow. So please tune in, and you can set a reminder. You can't set a reminder, but if you, because I'm doing these premiering these, but what you can do is to, as I say, subscribe and click the bell, and you'll get a reminder when it comes up. When it's released. Gosh, I can't speak. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Please try and do some colouring. Happy colouring.